Got a chance to see episode 8 of House of the Dragon, The Queen Who Ever Was. Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I am your host, Frank Zanka. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. I just got back from Gen Con, which is the Comic-Con for board games. I was there all weekend promoting Myth Lords and doing demos and things like that. We're going to move the launch date to October. Somebody said to me, why aren't you using October and Halloween to do a monster game? Oh my God, that's a good point. So we hit over 300 followers right now on Kickstarter because you can sign up to get notifications. The link is below. It's a really fun deck builder game. It's not very hard to learn. I was teaching everybody in 10 minutes. So anyway, check that out below. And also, if you can give me a subscribe, that would be amazing and definitely help the channel out. But let's jump into the season finale of House of the Dragon. This is again called The Queen Who Ever Was because it is the name of the boat, the ship that Corlys, now named after Rhaenyra, which is, of course, his wife that died in that dragon fight. So he decided to rename the sea snake after his wife, which is where the title comes from. So Geeta Patel is back as director, and I can say that the directing is pretty good on here. The performances are very strong. Some of the imagery, especially towards the end, is very strong. So overall, I thought it was a pretty decent episode. When I was watching it, I thought it was an hour and a half, but it was actually only a little over an hour. Because the rest was the behind the scenes look at the episode, which I try to watch, but this one was longer than some of the others, and all of a sudden it was just over, and I was like, "That's it, that's it, it's over." So I guess that's a good thing because it kept me wanting more. There was a lot of stuff that happened in this one that I was glad, for one, I was glad to finish up the Harrenhal stuff. I was really over that whole thing with Damon. And I was really wondering which side he was going to go on. I was pretty impressed with her just going out there because the guy overheard her regent and Damon talking, where the regent was saying, we need a strong king, not a queen that's not battle hardened. We're going into war. And so he overheard that and sent a message to her that she needed to come. I like that, and she came alone. She didn't come with any. Well, she came with Adam, I think, but he didn't come in. He just had his dragon. That was it. And it was funny that she picked him. I think because it's Corlys' son. I assume that she knows that, but I assume that's why she picked him, because the other guy, the drunk guy, he's just annoying. I'm kind of hoping that the dragon finally eats him. The other guy is the other bearded guy. I don't know his name. I need to look that up. I really like him. I think that he's definitely knight material, where the other guy is just, and that's why Jace is just like you. I'm gonna hang you. But anyway, that scene with Damon was really good, I thought, because she literally stood there in front of all those guys and was just waiting for something to happen. And he walked through them like the parting of the Red Sea. So apparently he has their respect now. I thought that was a little bit of a disconnect, because originally he didn't have their respect, and the boy king, had to kind of push that ahead, and then all of a sudden now they're parting and nodding to him and this stuff. I thought that was a very quick turnaround with no reason. But I liked it. I just back of my head I was just going why. But anyway, he walked all the way up to her, and she was really wondering what he was going to do. And I would have preferred that the regent was trying to goad him as opposed to being serious, so that he could report back to her. That would have made more sense than him trying to change sides. But he took the knee, and then everybody else did afterwards. And I think that was because he was able to see the future through the tree that the witch did, which I thought was really interesting. That we got to see what's her face with they got to see basically a lot of the stuff from the original series. So he got, which is the future, of course. This is the prequel. So he got to see that he was just a cog in a very big machine. And Daenerys, I think her name is. But he got to see that, and he got to see a lot of. He got to see the walkers, and all to that effect. So and he said winter was coming. So I'm not sure how this all fits in. Now it seems like it's very parallel now to the original. So I'm not sure how that's all going to work. Then Aegon decides that he's going to take advice and get the hell out of Dodge. But little does he know that his mother basically condemned him to death anyway. So his whole family wants him dead. So, yes, I don't think Aegon's going to live long, and that was pretty sad that he said he doesn't even have a dick. Gross. He said it exploded or popped or something like that. It was nasty. But anyway, so he left, and then we find out that Otto is in jail somewhere. Not know what's going on there. So the sister is wandering around through this whole, I guess, the last 2 episodes or whatever. I have no idea how she got out there, what she's wandering around for. Her boots are... So obviously she has no idea where she's going, what she's doing. And I'm not sure it's Baela or Rhaena. I'm not sure which one it is. But anyway, it was one of those two that is just wandering around. She ends up finding a dragon. I'm lost with all that. I had no idea what was going on. With Thailand and the pirate queen there from the trio of kings that was like Saudi Arabian, Middle Eastern type. I kind of liked all that. He was totally a fish out of water. You could tell that he was a little bit pampered, but he delivered a couple of good blows to her. But otherwise, she was whooping his ass. I don't know if he was holding back or whatever. I don't get that whole what she is. Apparently, she has wives, so she is a lesbian, I guess. And he said, I want you to sleep with my wives. He says, how many wives he got? I like that whole interaction. I thought that was pretty good. She's over the top, but it really works for those scenes because I think you need somebody over the top every once in a while to get out of that somber tone of this war that's going to happen. We don't get to see Mysaria very much in this. We don't get to see Kristen. We don't get to see him very much. He's got one scene where he's like, yeah, let's just go to die. And then you have Aemond, who's just lashing out at this point because he doesn't know. He knows he's got the smaller hand at this point. He knows that he's in trouble. He knows that she's got a shit ton of dragons. He's got one with a possibility of 2. So he lashes out at the village where he just burns it down for no reason, just to show how strong he is, I guess. And then on top of that, he goes after Helena, who Helena ends up in Damon's vision. I mean, and the cutaway from that, the transition, was like she was in his head and she knew he was in his head. So I'm not sure how that all works, But Helena does not want to go fight, and that's exactly what Rhaenyra said. She's like, she's not a warrior, and she was right. She's like, I don't want to burn anybody. So I'm not sure how that's all gonna work, because he's pretty much demanding that she goes fights, and she's openly saying no, and he's not. I don't think that he's a person to say no to. And then we had the very strong as far as performances for Olivia Cook and Emma as they stood up against one another. First, it was Rhaenyra that's going to see Alicent, and now it was the opposite, where she openly said, I have to kill your son. It's just the way it has to be, and you know it. And she didn't balk. She said, yeah, okay. I mean, she knows that she's probably doing him a favor by killing him, considering he's going to have not much of a life. And Aemon, she knows he's evil. So she's not backing either one of them. And there's still that other kid. I think it's a kid. I always thought that she was pregnant with Kristen's, kid. There's a piece missing there. I don't know what it is. But they alluded to the fact that she either has a child or she's pregnant. I can't tell which. So maybe she wants another life for the child, whatever that child is. But let me know if I'm missing something, because they only alluded to it in one episode, not ever again. So I don't know how that works. But yeah, so then it kind of ends like the Godfather kind of thing, with everybody's got their, we did, music. I thought the music was really good in this episode. It harkened back to the original series, where they used the theme song, etc. I really liked how the music was with this episode. But yeah, so it was just a whole bunch of, music behind, here's what this character's doing, here's what this character's doing, here's the army here, here's the army there, and now we're all converging. So the next season is just going to be one big war, and I don't know if this is going to be the final season then. I don't know if this is where the books end, because I haven't read the books. But let me know what it is, if the last season is the last season coming up, where the books end. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to know. I feel like it's be the third and last season of this one. Then they'll go on to something else, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, let me know, what you guys thought of the episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did it wrap up some things well for you? Did it not? Didn't like that it was an abrupt ending for the season? But next season, like I said, it's all going to be one big war. And I was kind of hoping to at least see some of the naval battle start, because that was what they were really leading up to. I was really hoping to see some of that, but I guess we'll see all that all together. All right, well, that's it for me, and apparently that's it for House of the Dragon for a year and change. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it if you watched all the way through. Remember to give me that like, give me that thumbs up, and if you can't subscribe, ring that bell ding ding. I greatly appreciate it. That will grow the channel out. And if you are interested in more information on our card game for Mythlord's Classic Monsters, the figures came out really good too, because we're doing figures as well. Oh, it's upside down. You could tell I was playing it where I didn't match it up. Yeah, the game got played. I think I demoed it for about 60 people at least through the weekend, which is how we were able to get to over 300 followers right now. But anyway, check the link below and sign up to get notifications for when we launch in October. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Thanks again for watching. All right.